I was a wedding photographer until I caught something on camera that made me quit overnight. I never planned on becoming a wedding photographer. It started as a side gig during college that somehow turned into a six-figure career. 5 years and 187 weddings later, I'd seen it all: pert drunken best men, mother-in-law meltdowns, and enough unique first-dance routines to last a lifetime. Until last October when I photographed the wedding that made me quit. It started like any other luxury wedding: pert, nervous bride, overpriced flowers, and a father writing last-minute checks for unexpected upgrades. The ceremony was flawless. James and Eliza exchanged vows at sunset on a cliffside estate overlooking the Pacific. I captured the golden light on her veil, his tearful smile, the perfect kiss pairing all the money shots. Clients pay $8,000 for. During the reception, I was moving between tables capturing candids when my second shooter testic. Check the garden, groom plus bridesmaid. Through an archway, I spotted James and the maid of honor Melissa in the rose garden. They were arguing intensely, faces close, fingers jabbing, standard wedding drama pair, nothing I hadn't seen before. I raised my camera thinking I'd capture the tension from a distance. Niche dinary-style shots were part of my signature package. Through the viewfinder, I watched as James grabbed Melissa's wrist, hard, her face contorted in pain. Then he slammed her against the garden wall. My finger instinctively pressed the shutter. In the milliseconds between frames, I saw something change in his eyes. Hard, a flash of someone else entirely, Shevin, terrifying. He saw me and instantly transformed back into the charming groom. He straightened his tie, whispered something to Melissa, and walked away. She stayed frozen, rubbing her wrist before plastering on a smile and returning to the reception. I stood there, my camera suddenly heavy in my hands. I had just documented the exact moment a mask slipped, not the wedding jitters or had too much champagne kind of slip. Something much darker back inside. I watched James charm elderly guests and tenderly dance with his new wife, but I couldn't unsee what I'd captured. That night, I transferred the garden photos to a separate drive and deleted them from my memory card. The client contract entitled them to all images captured on their wedding day, but something told me these weren't meant for the final album. The next morning, I found Eliza's email address and sent her one photo: parent James gripping Melissa's wrist, parent with the subject line, "I'm sorry." 2 weeks later, Eliza called me. "I confronted him with your photo," she said quietly. "It wasn't the first time." Melissa finally told me everything. I filed for annulment. I refunded their entire payment that day and took down my wedding photography website the same night. I still do portrait work and commercial shoots, but I never photographed another wedding. People often ask why I quit such a lucrative business. I tell them I realized I wasn't cut out for the drama. What I don't say is that I can't bear the weight of seeing what happens when the music stops and no one thinks they're being watched. Some people capture perfect moments for a living. Others learn that sometimes the most important moments to capture are the imperfect ones that save someone's life.